Hi, I'm Georgia Jean, and welcome to our next module of the Circle Evolution Intention Portal. This one is one that's really close to my heart, and that is the idea of reaching your potential, really feeling that you are fulfilling or coming into your full power as a person. I'm sure you're like me because you're here in the Intention Portal. You have a sense of yourself, of an excitement, a feeling, a knowingness that there's something really kind of big or beautiful or special that you want to create, that you want to bring forth and manifest into the world. And it could be that you are um, a creative person and it's about your art or your writing or your performance or your music or something along that line. It could be that you're an entrepreneur and you want to build something that's really fantastic and be prosperous and share that prosperity with other people. It could be that you have a vision for the world, that you want to create a non-profit or do something to really help people, but you're driven by a source of power inside of yourself that is beyond just kind of what you know to be possible. Like for me, I came to America. I had literally $600. I met somebody in Portugal and they said, you should come to America and become a stand-up comedian. So I was like, okay. And I showed up with $600. Where there's a will, there's a way, people. Where there's a will, there's a way. And where there's a sort of passion fueling you, I had never done stand up. I had always wanted to act and perform and stuff like that. And I hadn't allowed myself to really go for it. And while I was traveling, I was like, well, why not? Like, why not go and have a bash? So I showed up, $600. I'm like, okay, I'm here to be a comedian. And within a year, I think it was about a year and a half maybe of me doing stand up, I was a regular at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. And it's so competitive. It's one of the top three clubs in Los Angeles. It's a really tough club. And I got in there, much to a lot of the guys who used to hang around there's chagrin, because stand up is an incredibly tough business. It's a really tough business for women, especially. And it's and just people are always like, "What, you terrified? Are you terrified of going on stage?" And for some reason, intuitively, especially on the performance level, I kind of understood that there was a way to convert the feeling of nerves before going on stage into energy on stage. And that's a really, and in stand up, kind of the bigger the show you do, the nerves kind of grow up, get bigger and bigger. And it would really make or break me, that sort of first 15 seconds, if I'd let the nerves overtake me or whether I had learned to channel the nerves and take it onto the stage. And I was just like pretty fearless on stage. Now I actually understand what that is, and I wish I actually understood more specifically what that technique was when I was performing a lot, because I would use it. I still use it now. When I do theater and things like that, which I also love. But anyway, I'm getting off track. The point is, when you want to do something big, what it does, when you have a vision, a big vision like that, and you have that sense of that potential, that something, whatever it is for you, it could be a family, it doesn't matter, but there's that sense of potential, something big, something special. What it does is it summons forth tons of energy to do that. And that's a real life force. That's the energy that also, I really believe, like rejuvenates you and keeps you full of, you know, zip, let's put it that way. But simultaneously, when that energy shows up, it's going to push up everything that's in resistance to it simultaneously. And this is why a lot of the people who've learned about law of attraction and power of positive thinking have reached a lot of stumbling blocks with this, because they haven't really understood how the resistance rises simultaneously and how to deal with the resistance, because the resistance itself is actually energy too. And if you can convert the resistance, then you've just got like masses of amounts of energy. And in that energy, it's more than just physical energy, it's creative energy. I believe it's the ability to learn skills, to take on new talents, to access aspects of yourself, maybe even past lives, where you've had skills and abilities, like maybe you're really good at mathematics, or maybe you're really good at art in a past life. If you could dissolve the resistance, which is basically the belief structures that you can't do this stuff, when you dissolve the resistance, that energy can kind of come through with its gifts. And when you've got a big vision for something, it's like you need those gifts. You need those gifts to build that vision, to make that vision come forth. I also have a startup. It's called barterbud.com. And I'm just using this as an example. That idea came to me because I have people come to me and they want to work with me and they can't afford it, and I really want to share the circle of light with as many people as possible, but I need to get like a fair exchange of energy, or it's too depleting for me. And so I have the idea of building a whole social network with a barter trade component in it, using an alternative currency. Like, that's not a little idea, that's a huge idea. And so as I had this idea and it was downloaded into me, of course it brings up tons of fear. I've never done web developing before. I don't know anything about the startup world. I don't know that much about, business on a big level. But what I had to do is basically feel all that fear and resistance come up and just keep converting the energy, converting the energy, converting the energy. I do it all the time, every day. I have the idea for the intention portal. Okay, I got to learn a whole new program. I got to shoot a bunch of videos, blah, 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 and I'll feel it. And this is the great thing, is if you can understand that feeling of tension or anxiety as actually being tons of energy showing up for you to, fulfill your vision, just pushing up some belief structures that are saying, can't do it, won't happen, how are you going to do it, don't know how this is going to happen. And as I said, learn to get rid of that resistance, then all the energy comes forth. And so much of my work is really about helping people, whatever the vision is for you at the time, whatever your sense of potential for you is, that vision of yourself, you're sort of really rocking it. And the thing is, that is you. That vision of you rocking it is you. There's just a few what we call the veils of illusion blocking you from getting there. So I'm all about, let's drop the veils of illusion. Let's work through the veils of illusion, because that version of you is just going to show up to you where you are right now. That all that energy is going to come in. So that's what we're talking about this week. So that's a really great tip for you to work with when you're starting to have an idea about something, or you're thinking about taking something that you've got and taking it to the next level, because you're going to be moving past what your nervous system is used to, what your general system is used to, what your belief structures are used to. When you start moving out of that comfort zone, you're going to feel that tension. And in the week between Christmas and New Year's Eve, I'm going to really go in depth with you on this concept and give you some other really, really great stuff to work with. But allow yourself to get in touch with, what is that vision of me kicking A? What is that vision of me in my full potential? And start to feel where the resistance comes up. Maybe you can totally connect with it on one level, but if you feel a little resistance, that's just some of that belief structure. And if you just feel it all as energy, it'll actually dissolve the resistance. You go, this is my potential showing up. This feeling of anxiety or tension, this is actually my potential showing up, just pushing up against something that's not sure about this. But this, the potential, is so much more powerful than this, because this is the soul. And you know what? This is the soul too. But this is a creation of the soul that's just in the way of the soul just fully manifesting. So that's why I believe creative paths, entrepreneurial paths, big visionary paths are spiritual paths because they unlock that potential. They actually they unlock that soul energy to come forward and manifest. So it's really exciting stuff. Now, I want to tell you about the conference calls this week. As I mentioned in the last video, I am opening them up to the general public because you guys have been in the intention portal with me. We've been raising your vibration as we talk about this stuff, as we start generating this stuff. And the end of the year, I love to do a special conference call series, which is all about really activating this energy, in these powerful energy meditations that we do. And you hear the circle of light, and they know how to trigger everything and start getting the energy moving, and then totally reconstruct that into a new vision, a new paradigm for yourself. And the power to let go of stuff is so amazing. When I moved to New York, I'd been in LA for about whatever it was, like 11 years, or on that side for 11 years. And I had probably kind of a tough transition when I moved here, and some things weren't that great. Whoops. But I remember having this day after I'd been here, and I was like, you know what? All that stuff, I'm just going to choose to totally let it go. I'm going to completely let go of all the memory of the junk that's been happening for, that period of time. Just totally let it go and start fresh. And the next day, I think I booked my first play in New York. The theater in New York. Woo! Which was so awesome. And then I started doing theater, and it was just so great and so inspiring again and so much fun again. And it completely shifted my paradigm of living in New York. But it was such a specific, so I'm getting so excited, I'm knocking the computer over. It was such a specific memory of going, you know what, I'm just letting all of that go now. And I had tools and I had things like that to help me with that. But that intention to let go was really powerful. So with our conference call series coming up, please join in. This is a really amazing week of the year. It's 2012, right? A lot of woo about 2012. What's it going to be like? I believe we're creating that. I believe with our intention of what we want to bring to this planet, of that visionary energy we're bringing in, we are creating it. So let's create it. Let's get in there. Come into this experience. So I've decided to open it up, and I'm actually going to be doing 4 conference calls so we can cover the people on the other side of the world. And they're going to be the Monday, the Wednesday. I'm going to do one on the Friday, and then on the Saturday as well, which will be, I think that's actually New Year's Eve. So, woo, lots of power in there. The dates are written and the times are written below. And this is an extension of the intention portal that I'm inviting you to be in. So there is a charge for this part of it for you to participate live on the conference calls. But there's such powerful and valuable experiences. And I'm also going to throw in some gifts. So anybody who decides to come into the conference call program at the end of the year, I'm going to also give you a download of my book, The Circle of Light and the Philosopher, Keys for Unlocking the Soul's Potential. So you can continue to use this book to connect to these ideas that I've been presenting to you. A lot of them are in here. There's a lot more in here. There's great stuff about like anti-aging and what really keeps us young. There's all kinds of stuff. It's a really, actually, sometimes channel material can be really like a bit dense and stuff, but this is a conversation, so it's very easy to read, and it really crystallizes the ideas around how belief structures really are energy constructs, and our reality is created by these energy constructs, and how we have the power to shift these energy constructs into something that's in alignment with what we want to do or achieve or create or become or have or be. So Yeah, so if you get in on the conference call program, you'll get a download of this book as well. And I'm going to do a special thing. Here's one of my ideas that I created. These are my Who's Your Master t-shirts. They're chi shirts, and they have the names of all the spiritual leaders written on them. And they're basically like a wearable crystal. When you put them on, they kind of energetically work to raise your vibration, because you summons that energy of the masters. You summons the high frequencies of the masters. And you can see these on my websites. I actually hand charge them for the people. And so just for today, I'm going to give anyone who buys the conference call program today one of these hand charged t-shirts as well. And they come in lots of different colors and stuff. I can't guarantee the colors, but just for today, whoever books today, I'll be in touch with you and we'll figure out what t-shirt you would like, what color, and what intention you'd like me to charge it for you. So that is the special package. I want to remind you, please do it. Oh, and you'll also get all the recordings for the conference calls. So there'll be 4. Maybe if you can only do 2, you'll still get the recordings for the other ones, and you can listen to them at another time, or when I'm doing the energy meditations. And I closed down these conference calls because, to the general public, because I wanted to keep the vibration of them very high. And so I want to, you guys who have been following this, I'd like to invite you into the program. This is one of the ways to get into the program and become part of that. So it's a great opportunity. I'm not sure when I'll be opening them up again. So if you get in now, then once you get in, you're allowed to keep going with the conference call program. And it's just such a powerful experience. Every week, connecting to the circle of light, feeling their energy, receiving the teachings. I'm just scratching the surface here of the amazing stuff they've brought forward. I've been doing these conference calls for 5 years. Oh, and that's what I was going to tell you. When you work on this spiritual level and you unlock the potential, it was like I was using the spiritual work for my career in stand-up, and then this other whole gift that I had no idea I could do, I opened up. I started getting healing energy going through my hands, channeling, spirits from these higher dimensions. That's the power of getting out of the mind and allowing the potential to start flowing through you. And that's what these conference calls are really about, creating a regular weekly energy vortex for you to go into that space and feel the raising of the vibration and the activation of the lower stuff, so it can kind of be transformed, and you just keep opening up. They're just fantastic. So please join in this opportunity, this end of year conference call series, and you'll be able to continue on with the program. Boy, all the details of everything are down there and in the emails. I know I've been raving on. I'm just very excited to share this with you. So focus on your potential. I know you can come into your potential. I know it because I see it all the time, and I know how to just get that stuff out of the way. Get it out of the way so you can start being the master that you are. Who's your master? You are. Your soul are. Your soul is. You are the master. So please join me in the conference call, buy the program, and I'll be seeing you very soon with more great stuff.